Hi, I'm Eric Lenask with TMC. We are here in San Jose, California this week at the TMC Roadshow, and I'm happy to have on our program today Terracottas' Gary Nakamura. Gary, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks for having me.
So maybe start off, give us a little refresher on who's Terracotta.
Yeah, so Terracotta's been around for about 8 years, and we provide technology solutions for in-memory data management. The solutions allow you to store massive amounts of data in memory, so you get really fast access to your data.
So with regards to Software AG, how do you fit into the Software AG and into the product line?
So Terracotta is a wholly owned subsidiary of Software AG, and Terracotta, or Software AG, is actually taking the big memory solution and putting it into some of their enterprise solutions like BPM and integration solutions, as well as some other solutions like Eris and so on and so forth. And they're using that to actually differentiate their products in their marketplace. At the same time, they're also utilizing big memory as the cornerstone for their data management strategy going forward.
So you talk about data, obviously a very hot topic these days is big data. A lot of different people talking about big data in different ways. How do you define big data?
I don't think any of the definitions are incorrect. I mean, the problems that are surfacing because of the scale of the data, the exponential growth of the data, is creating essentially all of these data management problems all over again, whether it's analytics or even getting just basic access to some of these data. The scale and simultaneously delivering the performance to that data is actually creating these business problems. The business problems then in turn create the technology problems, and so there's a substantial amount of innovation that's going on right now because they have to solve these particular problems to solve the business problems.
So you talk about some of the problems that big data is starting to create. What are some of those problems, and how does Terracotta help resolve those issues?
So again, we're about storing lots of data in memory, so you get really fast access. And so some of the business problems that we're seeing are like customer call center. Some of these large telcos have very difficult time accessing their customer data at a very high speed, and so it's very difficult for them to actually transform their call center business to maybe online or self-service. In financial services, it could be risk, market risk detection, fraud detection. In manufacturing, it could be sensor data. In logistics, it's package tracking to also sensor data on the trucks and where they're moving. We're also seeing use cases in rail where they're collecting all of this data and they need to actually be able to access it very quickly and make decisions.
So how does Terracotta differ from some of the other competitive solutions out on the market?
The Terracotta's competitive advantage is the ability to store the massive amounts of data and to be able to sustain the performance without tuning. It's very simple to put in, and it's very simple to deploy, and the differentiation is the fact that we are able to deliver this scale and performance at the same time.
What kind of advances do you see in the memory data management market in terms of its relevance and its prevalence as a need?
Obviously, it is our belief that in-memory will become the norm as far as how data management companies are going to have to implement their solutions. They're going to have to be able to deliver the data that they're storing much, much faster. And so in-memory will become the norm, and actually big data actually will become the norm as well.
Mm-hmm. So how is that impacting what telecom companies are doing in terms of the memory and big data?
So telecom companies are collecting this data at an astounding pace because they're also in the middle of mobile and tablets, and they're the connectivity hub, and so they're collecting all the data from their customers, what devices they have, what accounts they have, so on and so forth. So some of the problems that we're solving in the telecom space are customer call center, as I mentioned before, where they're storing all of their customer data in Terracotta's big memory solution to solve the latency problems. So now they can actually do cross-sell and upsell and be able to service their customers at a faster rate. It also, as we all know, telecom space is very, very competitive, and any advantage on the performance side is a significant advantage. Either some of the other use cases are like provisioning. I mean, it's basic, but faster provisioning means better customer service. So some of our customers like AT&T and Telstra and Verizon are utilizing us for that kind of stuff.
So it sounds like the telecom market is a strength for Terracotta. Why is that?
It's because of our ability. The telecom space has very stringent rules around availability and protection and reliability of the data, and our system provides that in an in-memory solution. So they need the performance and the scale, and they need the reliability, and we're able to deliver all of those things out of the box.
Excellent. Well, Gary, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for being on our show here in San Jose.
Thank you very much for your time.